checks, and you decided in your own mind that it was the defendant, that the language that you used when you called her, because that's what she's complaining about, is that right?
Correct.
If you couldn't control yourself any better than you controlled yourself here in the courtroom, then when you called her on the phone because you were furious that someone you thought was her is responsible for your bank account being all bollocksed up, and she had an absolute right and responsibility to protect herself by getting a restraining order against you. So I don't believe that she filed that restraining order falsely. Your case is dismissed. Step out.
Step over here. Step out that way, man.
Sir.
My checks were in a drawer inside my house. My house was never broken into, and it was never, nobody was there except for her.
I never pursued a relationship with him. All I wanted was a friendship.
She sold them to a crack dealer, and a crack dealer distributed those throughout whoever that's dealing with.
It's ridiculous. Kind of funny.
I'm not gonna do anything to her. You know, I grew up learning not to hit females.
Just glad it's over with.
If you're dumb enough to drink and drive, be smart. Stay away from me.
That's case number 233 on the calendar tonight. Holtz versus Fleming. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Who is this, Miss Holtz?
That's my witness, my husband.
According to your complaint, Mrs. Holtz, the defendant one evening backed his truck into your car,
That is correct.
and you wanted to pay for the damage.
That is correct.
And while Mr. Fleming does not deny that he backed accidentally his truck into your car, he says that you really should be compensating him because he fell on your property, he injured himself, and he was out of work. So he's counterclaiming, correct?
Exactly.
Now, my question is, Mr. Fleming, did this fall occur at the same date that you backed your
Yes.
truck into her car?
Spur of the moment, yes.
What do you mean spur of the moment? I don't understand.
As I knocked on her door and told her that I backed into her car, as I was leaving the premises, I fell in
Fell in a hole.
and I did.
Okay.
My foot
I'm
fell
go-
in a hole.
I'm going to go back to you, sir, before I go to Miss Holtz, because she really wasn't awake at the time of the collision. Is that right?
Correct.
You were awakened by the noise.
Correct.
So let me go back to you. What time, sir, did this accident take place?
9:30, quarter to 10.
In the evening.
Yes.
Is that right?
No.
What time was it?
1 a.m.
Oh, it was.
9:30 according to the defendant, 1 a.m. according to the plaintiff. Where had you been that evening, Mr. Fleming?
Well,
Is not an answer.
no, I'm sorry. I was working and I was test driving a truck and
What kind of work do you do?
contractor.
What kind of a contractor?
I'll build a house from the ground up.
Well, you weren't working, sir, at either 9:30 or 1 o'clock in the morning. So let's start at 6 o'clock. Where were you at 6 p.m.?
In the process of finding a vehicle.
Where were you looking for it?
A little bit of everywhere.
What does that mean, Mr. Fleming? Don't play with me. Were you looking for it in a store, or
No.
were you looking for it through ads in the
No.
paper?
Just wherever. Honest to God, honest to God, I was just looking on the streets for sale signs on trucks here and there.
All right, that was at 6 o'clock. From 6 o'clock until
As
what
far as-
time? Shh.
I'm sorry. Okay.
From 6 o'clock until what time were you looking for a truck, Mr. Fleming?
Until the time that I did come across this particular truck.
So you found a truck,
It was a truck that was on the side of the street, had a for sale sign.
and so you called the owner,
No, I knocked on his door.
and you said, "Can I take your truck for a test drive?"
Yes, ma'am.
And the person said, "Okay."
Mm-hmm.
So between the hours of, say, 6 p.m. and according to you, 9:30 p.m. and according to the plaintiff, 1 o'clock in the morning, when did you have dinner?
I probably, more than likely I didn't.
Did you